And I am live. Good evening. I hope you are okay. You are all well. You've had a great day. Well, I first of all must apologize for not coming out yesterday. It was an incredibly busy day for me. Honestly, I never realized it was that busy, but it was fruitful. I will put it that way. It was very fruitful. So I had to kind of like attend to things and then also join my team meeting, which took some time. And yes, my team meeting is fantastic. This is a time where we sit down to help people, talk about their problems, especially if anything they are facing, any challenges they are facing around their business. Because look, we're not coming back, we're not people that are doing a get rich quick scheme. No, there is a lot of learning to that it entails. So yeah, we spend that time planning, how to support each other, planning things, thinking of ways that we can expand our team. And yes, that's the beauty of our business model, the community. But anyway, that took most of my time. So I'm sorry for those who had waited for me yesterday. I apologize for not coming. Today, we are going to be looking at the silent cost of waiting for someday. Yes, there are many people on this bench. Someday I will do this. Someday I will do that. Someday I will do this. Now let's talk about the silent cost of doing that to yourself. Okay. So, but before I go ahead, I just want to share the live so that people can join those. Because look, like I said, this is now let's talk about the silent cost of doing that to yourself. Sorry. Okay. So, this is a 30-day clarity session for November. I've missed a day, so that means that I would extend by one day because I could easily move on to the topic of today, but I just felt it's not going to be. I wouldn't be giving you the full picture if I if I if I skip the topic for today. So yeah, or there might be a day that I will come out twice, just to catch up. So please stay tuned, bear with me whilst I try to regularize this session. I've missed a day, so that means that I would extend by one day because I could easily move on to the topic of today, but I just felt it's not going to be. I wouldn't be giving you the full picture. Right, there you go. So, I mean, if you do catch the replay, let me know, like, share, comment, because look, this is going to help people. I know that there are many people there that just need some form of help or guidance, and I'm hoping that this session helps. So today, as I said, we are looking at the silent cost of waiting for someday. Yes, listen, we know it's a barrier. It's a mental barrier because you keep giving reasons to yourself why you shouldn't start. You keep trying to, you tell yourself, I want to understand fully, or I want to know the details. That's what you say to yourself. And then in the process of trying to find out the details, you get carried away, or the process of overanalyzing comes in, and then you feel you get stuck, right? And it's a problem. It's a mental barrier, honestly, and it's not an easy one. Perhaps this has been something that has been built because of incidences or things that have happened to you in your life, and it's okay, but we need to break past that mental barrier. We have looked at it analytically. If you go back to my session for day 8, which was 2 days ago, we talked about the analytical case of the analytical scenario. We put that into perspective. So now, why don't you start? I mean, the numbers are there, the evidence is there, and what is stopping you? So the real poison is this: the pursuit of perfection. Everybody, there are some people that just want everything to be perfectly aligned before they move forward. And honestly, it doesn't have to be, right? So we're going to delve into this topic today, right? And let us see what we can do. Okay. So normally as professionals, our job rewards us, rewards perfection and planning. We spend lots of weeks on feasibility reports. We try to apply that same rigorous risk averse planning to our personal pivots. But that's what creates inertia. Okay. I mean, in an office environment, it might be all well and good, but personally, when it comes to your personal pivot or your personal goals, sometimes it's not really the best approach because you just create inertia. And if you're a physicist, or if you remember your physics from secondary school days, inertia is just stillness, stuck. You just stay in one space, no movement, right? And this risk averse planning is what it causes. It causes that staying stuck, inertia. That's what it means. You don't move. You can see all the moving parts, but you are just so afraid of taking that step forward. Okay. And That's what it costs. That's what happens when you do that. Okay. Then what I just want to say is this: there's a cost to that inertia, right? Because it's not even about the money anymore. When you look very critically, it's not about the money. It's not just about the money you could have made. It is the compounding effect of learning, right? Because look, when you start something new, you don't sometimes, most times, okay, let me give you this example. You're going to start a job, you go for an interview, they tell you the job description, okay? They give you all the things you need to know to be able to decide if you want to apply for the job. You then apply for this job with the information you have on paper, okay? Then you find out, you do a little digging, you find out about the company. Some people don't even go that much into digging, but you find out about the company, and you get information. But is that really the true picture? How many of you have started a new job in a new company and went in with the full knowledge of the organization? You don't know the work culture. You don't know the kind of people they have recruited. You don't know what the board of directors looks like. You just know they exist. You don't know. There are so many unknowns, really, but you make your decision based on what they tell you they have to offer, what they tell you that they're going to put on the team, the training options that they have for you, and what you've seen on the internet. But you then apply for the job and start. It is when you now start the job that you now begin to understand the work culture. For they don't talk, even in the interview, you can ask that question, oh, what is the work culture like? And they can give you an answer, but you would then have to make that judgment for yourself when you get inside. But my point is this: before you started the job, you didn't have the full picture, but you entered and you started learning. You were taking baby steps, your probation, induction, gentle steps, getting to understand things, before you now become that manager or whatever it is that you want to become. And this is the same with our personal lives. It's not just money that is lost when you are not moving. It is the effect, the compounding effect of learning, because you are supposed to be learning. When you start something new, you don't start all in. You have to learn. You have to understand the ropes. You have to understand how you deal with the people that you're going to be working with. There's a time of learning, even if you have all the skills, right? So the compounding effect of learning, the momentum, and the loss of that non-negotiable time block that you set aside, you are losing it because you are wasting it because you are over analyzing. Over analyzing is a bad thing. It is really a bad thing, and I can really understand how people fall into that trap, right? But you shouldn't. You really shouldn't put yourself in that situation. Now, if you go and do your research, there is something called the 30% rule. And I don't know if you know about it, but go and study the people that are risk takers, or go have don't take my word for it. Go do your research. Go and study the people that are successful in life. There's something called the 30% rule, and that 30% rule is very simple. It's just basically the fact that you need only 30% of the plan to start. You just need only 30% of the plan to start. The remaining 70% is learned through action. If you are waiting for 100%, it is just procrastination disguised as professionalism. That's just the honest truth. It is procrastination disguised as professionalism. And honestly, you're just, wasting your time. And I'm going to give you a personal story about how I started my own digital business. Okay. I was not ready. Like when I say I wasn't ready, I genuinely mean that I wasn't ready. And what do I mean by that? I didn't start because I had all the time in the world. I didn't start because I had all the money in the world. I didn't even start because I fully understood what I needed to understand. But one of the things that helped me to make that decision was this. I looked at, I sat down and asked myself some very honest questions. I wanted to do something on the side, but I knew that my job was very demanding and I could not do your normal traditional businesses because I just didn't have that capacity. So online was my option. Now, there are so many things out there. There are so many, options out there. Some of them are genuine and some of them are not. And this is where I started asking a lot of questions. I started doing my due diligence. I started speaking to people, okay? Asking my mentor, who fortunately for me was someone I had gone to secondary school with, okay? I am fortunate to be in that bracket. Not many of us started our business knowing any single detail about the person that they saw that touched them, or that actually, that they felt compelled to watch, or to join with, or to not to join with, to talk to about the business. Okay. But I had no idea what I was going to be doing. I didn't know anything about social media. Like before my business, I was nothing in the social media space, blank. I was just a silent follower, looking at people. I was scrolling past. That's what I was doing. I was a scroller before my business started. But for me, when I saw the business, I thought this is an opportunity for me to use my social media platform. I mean, if anything, the pandemic has taught us that we are moving, like the pandemic has taught us that number one, there's more to life. Number two, everything can be done online. And number three, you need to be upskilling yourself. The future was changing. And I thought social media was one place, it felt like an opportunity for me. So I just wanted something that would help me to be ahead of the game. And did I know anything about social media? No, I didn't. But I started anyway. I started anyway because what I needed to do was to see a few people like myself, right, doing the same business, watching their progress, and then seeing where they are. And I just decided to believe in myself and say, you know what? If XYZ can get to that place, I can get there as well. If this person can generate XYZ income in 8 years, then it is possible for me to generate the same. Do you understand? And that was all I needed to get started. It was online. I did my due diligence. I asked my questions. I spoke to my coach. I spoke to my mentor. It took some time, but I thought, you know what? I'm not going to sit down and wait until I understand everything. I'm just going to go in and see for myself, because I have the opportunity to step out if I wanted to. There's nothing that is binding here in this life. If you don't like it, you move on. It's that simple. Is just so simple. So that was the point. I had no idea. And that's my own story. I treated this as a beta test or like a pilot project, because many people, I hear this a lot in the operating system. Is it operating systems? Microsoft, there's this thing they do with Microsoft. I can't remember the title now. I hear it a lot where they would say, oh, they're doing a test. They want to test the system. Even at work where I work, they're trying to test platforms, and they will ask for volunteers of some people to come and do some testing, and those ones will do the test, and if they've tested it, they give their feedback, and when you give your feedback, they apply those feedback before they launch it out to the public or to the people that need it. Exactly. That's what I said. I said, you know what? I'm going to go in and test it and get myself familiar with it, with this. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I've not lost anything. I've just found out that this doesn't work for me. So it was supposed to be, for me, I started small, and I just wanted it to be low risk. But at the end of the day, it's now a big deal for me. It has transformed my life. It is changing my life. It is changing that of my family. And most importantly, I have the opportunity to impact lives, changing one family, changing generations, or changing generations one family at a time. So action really does create clarity. If you're waiting to get clarity before action, you are doing it the wrong way round. You need to take action to get that clarity. It is a core lesson. Action is the data input. If you do not take action, you cannot get clarity. It's so simple. It's such a simple concept. If you want clarity, you take action. If you want a change in your life, you take action so that that change would happen. You can't keep saying, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that, and you don't do anything about it. It's going to remain there. Do you understand? So you don't analyze your way to the solution. You don't think your way to the solution mentally. You act your way to the solution, because you have to use each imperfect step to refine the blueprint. Because yes, there will be bumps, there will be hurdles along the way. You need to use each step to, each action to just redefine your blueprint. And what does that mean? It just basically means, oh, I want to achieve XYZ. I need to take action to do it. I tried this. Oh, it didn't work. But you know what I've learned from that? I've learned that maybe for me to achieve what I want to achieve, I need to do XYZ instead of this. And then you move on. So you start redefining your plan. Do you understand? So look, stop waiting for someday. And I don't know what it is for you. It might be something to do with your life. It might be something to do with your passion. It's not necessarily, everything I'm saying to you is not about my business. I'm not here to just talk to you about my business. I'm here to give you something to reflect on, because look, We are less than 70 days away from the year to end. What's 70? 45. We have less than 45 days for the year to end. And it's very vital that you are ready for the new year. You don't want to wait until the new year and then you start, you are not clear what you want to do. You need to have that clarity. And that's why I'm inviting you today. Look, if you think that if you think that you want to tap into our business model, right, it is you have all the time to do it. It is designed for a messy start. To be honest with most of the people I've mentored now or are mentoring, they didn't even know what they were doing half the time, but they made that decision. They chose themselves. They gave themselves permission to be able to tap into it. And that is why there's structure within the business. That is why we have mentorship, and that is why we have leverage systems that can fill in the gap, for you until you become perfect. Because you don't really need to start from scratch, and you don't need to build the system alone. You can plug into an already working one, and that is the beauty of our digital business model. And in every other thing you want to do, think about it from this point of view. Is there anything I can leverage on? Oh, I want to start this fashion business. Oh, I want to do this makeup business. Is there anything out there that I can leverage on? Is there a system that I can tap into that would help me on my journey to make the whole process a lot easier for me? Because this is the era we live in, the era of leveraging. It's, and somebody, the technology has taking most of the hard work from us. You just need to, and maybe there is a gap in an area and you can't find a system, then your opportunity to build one and then become an owner. Yeah. So please create systems. Whatever you are doing, create systems that work for you. Okay. So day 10, we're going to dive into leverage, which is supposed to be my topic for today, but unfortunately it will be my topic for tomorrow because I was very busy yesterday. So basically what leverage means is doing more with less. That's it, doing more with less. So we'll talk about that and talk to you about, share some of that. So get ready, and what. So, but before I leave, I just want to ask you this one question, and please let me know, what one small messy step are you committing to taking today to move toward your freedom? I repeat, what one small messy step are you taking today to move towards your freedom? Is very important you answer that question. Let me know in the comment section, okay? Because I'm very curious now. I want to know. I want to know what one step you're taking today. I have taken one step, and there are so many steps I could take. For example, not only is this session to help and guide others and to encourage you, it's also helping me as well, because I'm learning. Even though I've gone through this whole 30-day thing, I'm still learning. Learning doesn't stop. You learn every day. You keep learning and it doesn't stop. So look, even if you are ready to stop waiting, if you're ready to just take action and start, please, you are more than welcome to come and explore what we do as digital business owners. It's called exploration. It is not, you are not compelled to start if you don't think it's the right model for you. Yes. Because not once cap size doesn't fit all. Some people cannot, it's just not for them, but you can't know it's not for you if you don't check it out, right? So you do come in on my page, there's my number, you can reach out to me, you can send me a WhatsApp, my website is there, you can watch the info webinar, it's on my page, you can click on the watch now button and you'll find my website there where you can then watch the info webinar. You can get yourself started, okay? You can reach out to me. So follow me, because tomorrow is going to be crucial. We are going to discuss the science of leverage tomorrow. Yes, I will go into the detail of leverage because I suspect many people might not have that clarity on what leverage is. So we'll be talking about it tomorrow. But before then, before tomorrow, before I leave, I just want to say thank you for staying tuned. For those that have engaged, thank you. For those that have watched, thank you. For those that will watch, thank you. And for those that are learning, thank you. As my goal is to impact lives. That's my goal. And I'm hoping that this is creating an impact in your life or giving you room to have that moment of reflection. All right. Let us start 2026 strong and with clarity. Yes, that's the goal. All right. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.